It's time for the Engaged Club, the podcast for club managers and operators that strive to create loyal and connected members, guests, and customers. Here are the two guys with the club management and digital marketing advice you need to realize your club's potential, Jim Hope and Roger Kingkade.
I'm Roger Kingkade, Chief Marketing Officer of Off Course Golf. The website is offcourse.golf.
I'm Jim Hope, the GM/COO of the Derrick Golf and Winter Club.
And this is the inaugural podcast for the Engaged Club. So this is just going to be an opportunity for you to get to know myself and to get to know Jim and to see if we fit into what's going on at your club, to see if we can help you out at all. Because, Jim, I'd say that we certainly believe that we can.
I think I'm with you on that one, Raj, and I'm very excited to be participating in this podcast with you and helping club managers and owners and operators be better at what they do to create loyal and connected customers and guests and members.
Exactly. So I'll just give you a little bit of background on me first, Jim, and then you can follow up. I spent the better part of 2 decades in traditional media, in radio broadcast. So, I bring to the table just a lot of that audience connection theory and practice, right? I mean, I spent 17 years behind a microphone cultivating an audience and really connecting with those people and building brands at various radio stations that way. I've always been passionate about golf, and I've always been passionate about, marketing and new marketing trends, digital marketing and stuff like that. So, in my toolkit, I've got a lot of savvy about mobile marketing, email marketing, website stuff, social media marketing, and different ways that we can actually go out and connect with the right audience that your golf club wants to connect with. And actually bring them through the doors and see the value that you offer on a daily basis. So that's what I'm bringing to the Engaged Club podcast. Jim, what about you?
Raj, I've got a background in hospitality, started in the hotel business way back when, but transferred over to the club business in the mid-'80s and have been involved in clubs, both from food and beverage background, and then moved into the administrative side and have been a GM of a club for the last 25 years. And, you and I have traveled together and we played lots of golf together and we've talked a lot about customer service. And I just have been a student of customer service, seen bad customer service, I've seen good customer service, and I've seen great customer service. And, recognized early in my career that if you can create great customer service, you're going to create loyal and you're going to create engaged members, guests, and customers, whether it be at a hotel or whether it be at a golf club. And it's just not that hard. And it is exciting to me to be able to sit down and chat with people, someone like you who understands it, to be able to bring that to their customers and their guests, because it is the differentiating factor that you have in your business. Lots of golf clubs have great golf courses. They have great clubhouses. They've got great food and beverage. The table stakes are there for them. So what's going to differentiate them from their competition? And to me, it's customer service. It's engagement with your members, with your guests, with your customers. And it's not that hard, but some people get it really well. Some people get it okay, and others don't get it. So if we can help people get it really, really well, I think we've succeeded.
Yeah, you said it a couple of times there. It's just not that hard. And, just like with marketing, right? With the inside stuff, the customer service that you're going to focus on, and the outside stuff, that marketing that I'm really going to focus on, it's just as easy to do it poorly as it is to do it really, really well. I mean, think about it this way, right? I mean, if you're going to a table in the lounge to, take an order for drinks and food, it's just as easy. Like, you got to go there. You got to walk over there. So you could either do a bad job at it or you could do, a great, meaningful, engaging job at it, right?
Well, absolutely. I mean, that's a great example. So the steps to taking an order is you say hello, you offer them a menu, you take the order from them, you ring the order in the point of sale, you pick the order up in the kitchen, you take it to the customer, you drop it off, and hopefully you go back and you ask them how it is. So those 5 steps are things that are mandatory in every engagement you have with a customer in your lounge. So why not do it really well?
Right.
Why not engage and why not be passionate about what you're doing? So I think that's something that we're going to bring to this podcast.
Exactly. I really like, by the way, Jim, that it's called the Engaged Club podcast. And this is what stands out to me. That word, when you hear it in the context of like going from dating to being engaged, right? Or when you think about, in Star Trek, when they would engage the enemy, or like in your Air Force movies where they would engage, right? It raises the stakes and it takes things to the next level. And it's a two-way street, right? It's not just the club that's engaging with the customer or the member. It's also the member or that customer choosing to be really engaged with the club. You know, like when that engagement happens, it's because both parties have said, all right, this is meaningful to me. There's something is happening here, and I want more. Like, I want to take things to the next level. So an example of an engagement, Jim, in say just email marketing, right, is when somebody opens up that email and then they read that content, and the club has put enough value into the content of that email, and it's the call to action is clear, and there's the reader can clearly see what's in it for them. And then they make that decision to engage with the club. And they say, yeah, okay, I want to take this to the next level. So that's what this is all about to me, Jim, is taking those interactions, taking them to the next level, and really turning your club into everything, really maximizing the potential that it has.
If you're going to do this, and you have to do this in business today, why not do it really well? Why not do it properly so that when your customer or your guest opens that up, they're engaged with it and they're getting the message you're trying to give them, as opposed to them struggling to find out what that message is you're trying to give them, and then they just don't open your stuff anymore. Is that kind of where you're getting at? Is that you got to do it, so why not do it really well?
Exactly. If it's any job worth doing, is worth doing really well. So let's do this, Jim. That's a nice introduction about who we are and what this podcast is all about. We plan to publish this podcast on a regular basis. We encourage you to subscribe, and we're going to give you 6 to 8 minutes of solid value every time we turn on these microphones.
You bet we are.
This has been the Engaged Club podcast with Jim Hope and Roger Kingkade. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. If you like what you heard, share it with your fellow club managers and operators. Until next time, thanks for listening.